The paradox of success, why your greatest strength lies in community. Welcome to the BlackCEO Podcast. Today we have the extraordinary privilege of sharing insights from our recent interview with Ebony Kimbrough, a visionary leader who's not just making waves in the world of business and entrepreneurship, but who's redefining the very essence of success. Ebony's journey and wisdom have left an indelible mark on our understanding of what it truly means to thrive in today's complex business landscape. Her groundbreaking approach to leadership and community building is transforming lives and reshaping industries. Ebony's unwavering commitment to lifting others as she climbs has created a ripple effect of positive change, touching countless lives and inspiring a new generation of Black professionals and entrepreneurs. So let's dive into the powerful, potentially life-altering lessons we've gleaned from our conversation with the remarkable Ebony Kimbrough. Imagine for a moment that everything you've been taught about success is wrong. That the relentless pursuit of individual achievement, the idea that we must go it alone to prove our worth, is actually holding us back. What if I told you that the key to unlocking your full potential lies not in isolation, but in connection, not in competition, but in collaboration? This is the counterintuitive truth that Ebony Kimbrough shared with us, and it's about to challenge everything you thought you knew about success, especially in the competitive world of business. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, how can relying on others make me stronger? Isn't that a sign of weakness? I get it. I had the same reaction at first, but as we delve deeper into Ebony's insights, you'll see how this seemingly contradictory idea could be the game changer we've all been searching for. Let's start with our first key insight: mentorship matters. Now, we've all heard about the importance of mentors, but Ebony takes this concept to a whole new level. She argues that for Black professionals and entrepreneurs, mentorship isn't just helpful, it's absolutely crucial. Think about it. In industries where we're often underrepresented, having someone who's walked the path before us, someone who can guide us through the unique challenges we face, isn't just a nice to have, it's a necessity. But here's where it gets interesting. Ebony suggests that the most powerful mentorship relationships aren't just about receiving guidance. They're about creating a two-way street of support and learning. Let me share a story that illustrates this point perfectly. Remember Robert F. Smith, the founder and CEO of Vista Equity Partners, a private equity firm that manages over $77 billion in assets. Now that's impressive in its own right, but what's truly remarkable is how Smith got there. Smith faced a monumental challenge, breaking into the investment industry, a field historically underrepresented by Black professionals. But instead of trying to go it alone, he leveraged every connection he could. He used his education from Columbia Business School and his experience at Goldman Sachs, not just as credentials, but as opportunities to build relationships and learn from those around him. The result? Vista Equity Partners became one of the largest private equity firms in the world. But here's the kicker. Smith didn't stop there. He's now known for his commitment to mentoring the next generation of Black professionals and entrepreneurs. He's created a cycle of mentorship that's lifting up entire communities. Now imagine for a moment what the world would look like if more of us adopted this approach. If instead of seeing success as a zero-sum game, we saw it as an opportunity to create more success for others. The potential for transformation is staggering. This brings us to our second key insight: community support. Ebony Kimbrough emphasizes that building and leveraging a strong community network can provide critical resources and encouragement for overcoming challenges. It's not just about who you know, it's about creating a support system that uplifts everyone involved. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds great, but how does this actually work in practice? Well, let me introduce you to Alfred C. Liggins III, the CEO of Urban One. Liggins' story is a perfect example of how community support can lead to extraordinary success. Liggins took over Radio One, now Urban One, from his mother and faced the daunting task of growing a family business in an incredibly competitive media landscape. Now, conventional wisdom might suggest keeping your cards close to your chest in such a cutthroat industry, but Liggins did the opposite. He leveraged his MBA from the Wharton School and his experience in the record industry. Yes, but more importantly, he tapped into the power of his community. He acquired more radio stations, diversifying the company's offerings, but he did so with a clear focus on serving and representing the Black community. The result? Urban One became a leading media company,
with Liggins' leadership playing a crucial role in its success. But more than that, Urban One has become a powerful voice for the Black community, amplifying stories and perspectives that might otherwise go unheard. This is the power of community support. It's not just about individual success. It's about creating a platform that lifts up an entire community. It's about recognizing that our individual success is inextricably linked to the success of those around us. But let's be real for a moment. This approach isn't always easy. It requires vulnerability, openness, and a willingness to invest in others even when the return isn't immediately apparent. It challenges us to think beyond our own immediate needs and consider the bigger picture. This leads us to our third key insight: resilience and adaptability. Ebony Kimbrough stresses that the ability to adapt and persevere in the face of obstacles is crucial for achieving long-term success. And let me tell you, this isn't just about gritting your teeth and pushing through. It's about being flexible, creative, and yes, leaning on your community when times get tough. Let's look at the story of Lillian Lincoln Lambert. In 1969, Lambert became the first Black woman to earn an MBA from Harvard Business School. Now pause for a moment and imagine the challenges she must have faced. This was 1969, folks. The civil rights movement was still in full swing, and here was Lambert, breaking barriers in one of the most prestigious and traditionally white, male-dominated institutions in the country. But Lambert didn't just survive, she thrived. She leveraged her education and the support of mentors like H. Naylor Fitzhugh to launch her own building services company, Centennial One. And get this, she grew that company into a $20 million business before selling it in 2001. Lambert's journey is a masterclass in resilience and adaptability. She faced barriers that would have stopped many in their tracks. But she adapted, she persevered, and she succeeded. And crucially, she did it with the support of her community and mentors. Now here's where things get really interesting. These stories, Smiths, Liggins, Lamberts, they're not outliers. They're part of a pattern that Ebony Kimbrough has identified, a pattern that challenges everything we thought we knew about success in the business world. You see, we're often told that success is about individual achievement, that it's a zero-sum game where your win is someone else's loss. But what if that's not true? What if, especially for Black professionals and entrepreneurs, success is actually about collective achievement? What if by lifting each other up, we all rise higher? This is the revolutionary idea at the heart of Ebony Kimbrough's insights. The notion that our greatest strength lies not in our individual talents, though those are important, but in our connections to each other, in the mentorship we give and receive, in the communities we build and support, in our ability to adapt and persevere together. Now, I know this might sound idealistic. You might be thinking, that's all well and good, but the real world doesn't work like that. And you're right to be skeptical. After all, we've all seen plenty of examples of cutthroat competition and self-serving behavior in the business world. But here's the thing. The world is changing. The old models of success are being challenged. And leaders like Ebony Kimbrough are at the forefront of this change, showing us a new way forward. Think about it. In today's interconnected world, no one succeeds in isolation. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of relationships, of shared knowledge, of communal support. And for Black professionals and entrepreneurs who have historically faced systemic barriers to success, this network of support isn't just helpful. It's essential, but it goes beyond that. By embracing this model of collective success, we're not just helping ourselves. We're changing the game for everyone who comes after us. We're creating a new paradigm where success is measured not just by individual achievements, but by the strength and prosperity of our entire community. This is the power of the insights Ebony Kimbrough shared with us. They're not just tips for individual success. They're a roadmap for transforming entire industry, for breaking down barriers, for creating a more equitable and prosperous future for all of us. So where do we go from here? How do we take these insights and turn them into action? First, we need to rethink our approach to mentorship. It's not just about finding a mentor. It's about creating a network of mutual support. Reach out to those who've inspired you, yes. but also look for opportunities to mentor others. Share your knowledge, your experiences, your failures and successes. Create a cycle of learning and growth that extends far beyond yourself. Second, we need to redefine what community means in a professional context. It's not just about networking events or LinkedIn connections. It's about creating genuine, supportive relationships with your peers, your competitors, your entire industry. It's about recognizing that when the tide rises, all boats rise with it. Third, we need to cultivate resilience and adaptability, not just as individual traits, but as community values. When one of us faces a challenge, we all face it together. When one of us adapts to a new reality, we share that knowledge so we can all adapt together. This isn't just about feel-good ideals. This is about creating a new model of success that's more sustainable, more equitable, and ultimately more powerful than anything we've seen before. Imagine a world where every black professional and entrepreneur had access to the kind of mentorship and community support that propelled Robert F. Smith, Alfred C. Liggins III, and Lillian Lincoln Lambert to success. Imagine the innovations we see, the barriers we break, the wealth we create, not just for individuals, but for entire communities. This is the world Ebony Kimbrough is working to create, and now it's up to us to take up that mantle. So here's my challenge to you. How will you leverage mentorship and community support to overcome the challenges you face in your professional or entrepreneurial journey? What steps will you take today to build those critical relationships? Will you reach out to that person you've always admired and ask for their guidance? Will you offer your own expertise to someone who's just starting out? Will you join or create a community of like-minded professionals who can support each other? Whatever form it takes, the key is to start. To recognize that your success is intimately tied to the success of your community. To understand that by lifting others, you lift yourself. This isn't just about personal gain. This is about creating a legacy. This is about changing the game, not just for ourselves, but for generations to come. This is about redefining what success looks like in the 21st century. So I ask you, are you ready to challenge everything you thought you knew about success? Are you ready to embrace the power of community? Are you ready to be part of a movement that's not just changing lives, but changing the very fabric of our society? The choice is yours. But remember, in making that choice, you're not just deciding your own fate, you're shaping the future for all of us. So let's take Ebony's insights to heart. Let's mentor, let's support, let's adapt and persevere. And in doing so, let's create a new definition of success, one that uplifts not just individuals, but entire communities. The future is ours to shape, and together we can make it brighter than we ever imagined. The time for change is now. The power is in our hands. Let's use it wisely, let's use it boldly, and let's use it together. Thank you.